Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Battlegrounds, the grand final between Palm and Cheap versus X0rst and Mad Evil Times, as I have an issue with the scoreboard. Sorry about that. But we're going to jump right in, guys. Game number 1. So I hope you guys are ready for that. And ready, Hitch? In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we have X0rst in the green playing Ethiopians, his teammate in the blue, Mad Evil Times, playing the Franks. In the red we have Palm playing the Huns, and his teammate we have Cheap playing the Saracens. So pretty good Arabia civs, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, nothing unusual, nothing you wouldn't expect to see. What do you favor in the matchup here?
I think Franks have better Paladin over Huns, but depending on what we see from Cheap, we could have some really good camels in there as well. So it could be
Absolutely.
pretty close. If Saracens and Ethiopians both go archers, it's pretty good for Ethiopians, I'd say. What do you think about the matchup?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, it'll be fun to see this play out with the potential archer civ on the one side and what you expect more cav from on the same side. So, I don't know. I feel like you'll have to see the cavalry players go to the other side to make this, have something happen earlier on, right? You want something in feudal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, looking at the maps here too, I really like Palm's map. He could definitely wall this up quite easily. His main gold is a little forward, but he's got both of his secondary golds very well easily protected. And I like where he's put down his first lumber camp here as well.
Right. Yeah, pretty easily wallable. But if he walls up the easy wall there, wood will be vulnerable if the archers do come to his side.
Very true.
Versus you look at Mad space, and he could probably wall that up and have some a little more safe resources.
Yeah, he has.
Early on.
He has a huge wall he'd have to do on the front though. So.
Well, on the back.
Yeah, on the back he'd be pretty safe.
It's worse. Yeah. On the other side, but those are the calves, so they're probably not gonna need to worry about walling as much up as the archers, right?
Yeah, I would agree there. And right now everyone's just bringing in their first boar for the most part. Looks like everyone's
look at Cheap and X0rst. Look at the scout sitting right here by these houses being built.
Yep. You can actually pick that villager off here. Villager doesn't have loom.
There we go. That's what they were sitting there staring at each other for a while.
But yeah, see some quick walls. Nope, saves them.
Oh wow. I feel like that's bad on Cheap there, but still a Vil completely idle now.
Oh, he gets him through the palisade.
Oh, good, good play.
Oh, that is rough right there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, before getting loom, don't know if you want to send your Vil out that far to build a house wall.
Yeah, scouts can definitely be very active there. I mean, Cheap is still only at 15 villagers himself, so he's not doing the greatest job keeping his TC running, but still not bad. He does snipe that Vil from X0rst there, which is pretty big though.
Yeah, it makes it better. Oh, apparently X0rst isn't familiar with that. Yeah, the diagonal hit there. Then we have Mad's been pushing in some. He looks like he was trying to push in some deer. But Palm has his scout there, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Or maybe it was just a coincidence the deer was running from his scout.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to see a goat heist over here, though.
Yeah, I see that.
That should be nice for Palm to get that advantage for himself. I mean, the nice thing about Huns, though, is they will not have to build those houses, so never going to be pop capped as long as they keep producing. I mean, Palm could throw quite a few villagers out to this wood line. Yep, this is definitely going into scouts.
And the wood saved really does help with that scout build, the getting the farms up. you know,
Well, gets farms up.
smoothly.
Doesn't have to invest as much into putting up the houses to keep his pop space. I mean,
Good all around.
yeah, can't complain. Or Exorcist, he's trying to hide this Ville now. It does have Loom though, so he is gonna be all right there this time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Palm and Cheap, looking to be in pretty good shape now. We see the walls are gonna start to come up here for Mad Evil times. Looks like we already have something from Cheap coming up as well. That barracks position from Cheap, I absolutely hate it. He's laming quite a bit of his resources there.
What do you mean?
He's blocking a bunch of the wood and the stone there. Not a big fan of the position for that, so.
Oh, if you say so. But, I mean, pretty standard so far. So we have both of the X0rst Mad going up to feudal. Now the other two in feudal going up, so pretty close times here.
Yeah, pretty close, and looks like we're gonna have a man-at-arms rush here from X0rst coming before he sends out his archers there. Scouts losing some HP to some villagers there for Cheap as well. Interestingly enough here, Palm has got a spear build up in defense already in that barracks as well.
Yeah, unless, I mean, reasonable to be expecting the scout play from the Frank player, so, it could be a big advantage if you have a handful of spears out to turn the tide of that battle when it comes.
Yep, the man-at-arms upgrade has been clicked for X0rst as the 3 militia are in here. Could do a little bit of damage here. The berries are going to be very exposed. Still not walled up over here. Would expect to see that archery range come down as soon as possible for Cheap though.
Now, I didn't see, was this a panic response militia from Cheap, or was he going for his own rush originally?
I think he saw the barracks earlier and he was just going as for defense. Is going to lose a villager to the scout here. And is pushed off berries for the most part. Still 2 villagers out there exposed. Could be bad for Cheap here.
Yeah.
Yep, and looks like they will have to run.
Yeah, that's ugly. So he's definitely on the back foot, but we have scouts and spears coming forward for Palm, and not a whole lot to counter it from Mad yet. His scouts are forward. One of the scouts. Okay, no, they're coming. No, they're running on, just passing each other.
Yeah, I think Cheap's in a lot of trouble right now, though. He's not built a archery range yet. He's down on the villager count by 3 at least, and he's still got the militia in there.
And Exorcist archers are queuing. He's got 2 ready, 2 queued. So when the archers come in behind that man-at-arm, it's going to be a bad spot for him.
Yeah, some panic walls here. Not going to go up for Cheap here, and he might lose another vill or 2 to this if he's not careful.
Yeah, it looks that way. This is really unfortunate for Cheap. Palm is in, but not getting a lot done yet. Distracting, taking them off berries, but the berries were almost gone for Mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest play from either side at the moment. It's looking pretty rough. Cheap's in a world of trouble. He's finally getting that archery range up, but we already have 4 archers coming forward here for Exorcist.
Well, good to note here that there are enemies in every base except Exorcist. He's other than that early Ville that he lost, he's been untouched. Everyone else has enemies with their base.
Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be too much done here at Palm's base, though. He's quick walled up here. Just 3 scouts. He does have a few defensive spears already, but he needs to get this cleaned up. Could lose this Ville here on the wall, though.
Exorcist still working with these men-at-arms. I'm disappointed these archers never came forward.
Oh, they did come forward. They're just,
oh, did I missed them?
They haven't got in.
Okay.
Looks like the walling has prevented him thus far. He could take out that gate though without problem over there on the wall.
Right, and 4 more coming in the way. Coming in.
Another villager's gonna go down here. Exorcist has done a great job with this drush.
He absolutely has. Palm needed to accomplish more with what he had. he didn't do very much damage to Mad. So at this point, that team, X0rst Mad, have been almost untouched damage-wise compared to the vast number of vills Cheap's lost.
Yeah, he's down almost 10 vills now. Looks like 10 vills to Mad Evil times, but still, I mean, there's not much behind this for Palm and Cheap. I mean, Cheap's just going to have to try to boom back up. He is going to go into double archery range. He's still open over here, though. So he's going to have to take an archer fight without being able to build too many numbers. And, I mean, we only have one range production from X0rst, but, I mean, he's making it work for him, no problem. He hasn't been touched, like you said. His eco is going to be very good behind this. Kados, welcome, man. Welcome. Happy to see you here, man. Cheap is going to
go into this other wood line. Oh, and Mad has come over to support the archers from X0rst. This is gonna be the knockout blow.
Yeah, Cheap is in trouble. I mean, he's gonna be pushed off gold here.
Yeah, he's got a few archers there, but if they play together,
yeah, they're doing a really good job. He's gonna lose even more villagers here. I don't know if he can recover from this unless Palm does some serious damage somewhere, and I don't think he has anything really to do that. Cheap has a ton of idle time this game, off of gold, off of wood even at the moment, still open. Scouts are going down here though, so he did a good job of cleaning up some scouts, but he's so far behind in the villager count, it's not looking good.
Like, well, you might want to congratulate the scouts going down, but at the cost of how many villagers at this point.
Yeah.
And then you still have the archers from X0rst mostly untouched, picking off more vills still, more vills still. 3 more down just in a minute, the past few seconds. Like,
yep, Mad Evil Times is the first to click castle as well, so Palm is forced to go into more stable units to try to defend from this. And I don't think, yeah, he hasn't refreshed any lumber camps, his farms, he's missed out on refreshing one of those. But looks like he will be clicking up here as well, so hopefully he can buy his teammates some time here.
Right. I'm worried about the Palm Cheap team at this point for this game. I mean, if Palm had been the first one to go up to castle, get some knights out ahead of the other ones, then maybe there's a recovery there. But they're so far behind. Cheap so far behind at this point. If the other team's going up first.
Yeah, they're both on their way up. Cheap, obviously not even close. He's only at 300 food, 100 gold, and his
vill count has not increased in a while because they're getting killed as they come out.
Yep. Like gonna be crossbows and knights here pretty soon too, and that's not gonna be good for him at all.
Right.
I almost think he needs to go into skirmishers at this point.
Agreed. What is Palm going to get out of going to Castle Age? Obviously, he'll be able to make knights, but what he has now is going to be helped. Versus X0rst is going to get crossbow.
Yep, and we're going to have a 3 stable play here from Palm. I mean, it's really his only option is try to mass produce and outproduce the other team at this point. But again, the villager count's still only 27 vills for Cheap, and he's not going to be able to recover easily from this.
10 behind is not a good place. Second TC is coming up for Mad Evil, and the knights are already coming out, so it's only going to get worse here.
Yeah, and I think the big problem is the boom is not going to be there for Cheap. He's going to have to produce military. He's not going to have a choice. Like, he has to try to defend himself somehow here, and he didn't even have a blacksmith, so no upgrades on those archers yet either.
This team would be in a better position right now if it was Palm was able to free boom behind this to Cheap took the pressure, but he's being pressured himself. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, he's gonna have to rely on this
coming up.
3 stable production to try to get something done here, and I think he will be able to outproduce, but for how long with this eco behind it? That's gonna be the big problem for him.
Right. Well, yeah, there's two stables producing Frank Knights, but there's no second TC here for Palm. Or he's not going to be able to afford that, right?
Yep, and the crossbows are there for X0rst as well, so they're doing a good job. They've already hurt Cheap, and now they're going to come over and try to deal with Palm, since he is the only one up. This is good for Cheap. It gives him some time to get back into the game, hopefully, but he's going to have to hurry because there's a lot of military at Palm's door.
I would like to see an archer or two on some of the wood lines for Cheap. Just keep him annoyed, but I don't think it's going to matter at this rate.
Yeah, they're actually going into rams, so they feel like they've got this one well in hand. They take out a stable or two. Yep, GG comes in.
Yep. Well played.
Yeah, it was clean. I mean, like you said, X0rst really only losing that one villager early on. That was his only real mistake in the game. Other than that, he is 1 TC all in behind this. And Cheap just got hit too hard, and not much he could do behind that.
Just an excellent rush from X0rst there.
Just a little frustration from Cheap as he deletes everything. All villagers, all military units. Very frustrated, I'm sure. That
Not
was
the way you want to start game 1 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really clean game too. I mean, just Cheap got pressured, and I think his walls were maybe too aggressive here. But
yeah,
either way,
certainly could see that being a part of it. But
either way, I mean, he's gonna be able to move on to game 2 here. Hopefully, clear his head a little bit. But GG, well played from everyone in the game. I'll quickly update the scoreboard. And we'll be moving on to game number 2, guys. Just a second here. It was a very quick game number 1 as well.
Indeed.
Alright. On to game number 2. I'm at 5 seconds when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Golden
Mayans
Pit.
and Mayans.
Yep. I think it's an excellent pick. Interestingly, Medieval Times has gone Bulgarians here. This could be a very great pick for this map.
Why do you say that? Because I understand Mayans, I understand Lithuanians. I'm not saying I don't understand Bulgarians, but I think Mayans and Lithuanians are very common on this map. In generally. Bulgarians, I feel like you don't see as much. Or is that just my
No,
experience?
we definitely don't see them as much, but on this map, I think it could be really good. I mean, Conic are going to be really great. Obviously, if Palm gets to Latus or Paladin, or even just Cavalier himself, he'll be in pretty good shape. But I love the Creepost option here for Medieval Times here. I mean, it's really good even to just defend, but on this map with all this stone and gold in the center, it could be a lot easier to secure the middle here.
Absolutely. So unlike last time, we have the archer and cavs opposed to each other, not mirrored. Yep. So what we should expect, you think scouts from Mad and scouts from Palm going to the Mayan players on each side?
I would hope so, but I mean with Bulgarians, it's you know, it could be a pretty good man-at-arms play here since they do get the upgrade for free.
That's what I was curious, because that is their bonus there. So I don't know how that plays out when you have one side would have all the mobility though. You'd have only mobility for Palm, and that could potentially leave them in a bad spot.
It could be. I mean, it's gonna be interesting either way. I mean, we'll have to see how it develops, but I mean, he might go into scouts. I mean, scouts is still not a bad play for Bulgarians. I mean, it will get them there. You know, it's still viable. They are an infantry cavalry civ, so
of course.
I mean, we might even just have him play straight into Cavalier and have stirrups come into play.
True. Here. Yeah, like I said, I definitely understand the man-at-arms. I worry in a 2v2. It's so easy for one player to get 2v1'd when there's no mobility like that.
No, absolutely. I mean, these teams have gone through everybody else in the tournament to get here, so I expect it to be fairly competitive here. And Bulgarians is an odd choice, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, obviously no paladin for them, so if Lithuanians get to that, that could become somewhat of a concern. However, at the same time, if we have cheap end up going into eagles at any time, Bulgarians would have that free upgrade that, you know, they wouldn't have to invest much, but it would into a barracks to get those out.
That's true. And regardless of what he goes, he'll be getting those attack upgrades. Potentially even defense upgrades, so.
Yep, I mean, X0rst already getting some preemptive walls up here. I think his map is pretty favorable for those walls, especially on the side that he's starting to wall up now. His
Yeah, absolutely.
1-3 tile gold might as well be in the middle though. But I mean, I guess
That is
it's,
unfortunate.
it's still the three or one of the 3 tile golds you get. But Palm at the same time, both of his golds are forward, as well as one of his stones. His map is a lot more open, a lot more difficult to wall. Cheap on the other side as well. All of his resources are forward, so he probably has one of the worst maps here.
Yeah.
And Medieval Times, I mean, he's got both golds at his base, very safe. So we'll see what happens with that there. I really think X0rst has the best map minus that forward gold, but
that gold is brutal. That's half of his gold, though.
yeah, but if he gets to the middle early enough, I mean, he'll be just fine. We'll see though. I mean, sometimes going for the middle in this map makes it a little. It looks really good. You know, you want all this resource, you want to control it, but sometimes if you go to the middle too soon, and then your enemy just attacks your base, you know, you're in a bad position.
And that's absolutely my point, though, because half of his gold is not safe. He's probably safer going to the middle properly for the gold down there than taking that 3 tile gold in front of his base.
Probably, yeah. I mean, with Mayans, though, he will have cheap archers, so that will help him out a little bit. But, you know, only for so long. Going archers as well, having this gold, he's going to need it. So.
Both Mayan players, Cheap and X0rst, pushing in their ostriches. What do you think, trying to get the castle? Do you think there's going to be archer play, or they're just taking the food, seems how they know where they're at, and they're not going forward, so they're not scouting.
I mean, they are not, but I don't mind that in this situation here. I think getting those ostriches, you know, that's a lot of food available to you, especially for our scout players. That could be quite
well, that's
good,
why I mentioned it's our archer players doing it. Scout players have not pushed it in.
Yeah, I
so
mean, maybe
I'm
they just want upgrades fast.
I was thinking they're anticipating that they're going to be on the defense at first, facing off against the cav players.
It could very well be.
Keep a scout at home, get the extra food, get up, get your upgrades. You need mass for those archers to actually go out.
Yep. Medieval Times does have man-at-arms coming forward for the Bulgarians,
yes,
so I don't know if he'll be here. It looks like it's only one villager walling though, so he should get through, and he'll actually probably be able to pressure the gold a little bit here for cheap. Militia of his own headed out. We'll have to bring those back though.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to turn around, and then now, unfortunately, Matt did make a 4th man-at-arms that's just standing in his base.
Yeah, excellent play here with the scout from Medieval Times. He's prevented that wall from going up on the gold, and one villager will go down here because he's managing it quite well. So again, we see Cheap on the back foot early here, and it looks like another villager could potentially go down if he sees it. Looks like he's gonna quick wall it in. We have a lot of militia though here coming back. 5 militia coming back here for Cheap. He really wants to clean this one up, and I don't blame him there.
Yeah,
Villagers
5 militia,
on the
3
gold
men-at-arms though.
exposed. He's got his
4
eagle there
men-at-arms
as well. I mean, yeah, it's
I
gonna
favor
be a
4
bad
men-at-arms.
fight. Yeah, definitely.
But the one's out of position.
Fighting with villagers as well and his eagle, so
yeah, he'll clean this up, but
yeah, a lot of investment into dealing with it though.
A lot of time, a lot of idle time, a lot of militia down.
Yep, X0rst as well comes forward with man-at-arms and his eagle, but we already have the scouts here from Palm, so Palm should be able to deal with that one pretty easily there. He already has 4 scouts, 1 with a little bit low HP though. But he will be full walled at home, and he will be on to archer production now.
Absolutely. Correct.
Drush over here, or Man-at-Arms Rush here for Medieval Times cleaned up. Looks like just a scout remaining. Very awkward walls again for Cheap here. He's walled in his wood line. Got a bunch of vills running around right now. Not looking too good for him. Still behind in the vill count as well with all the losses that he took. Man-at-Arms are going to get cleaned up over here in front of Palm's base. I think this just bought X0rst time though.
Interesting, Matt is still sending men-at-arms forward. Not building any more right now, but another one is already coming forward, so maybe he's just trying to get Cheap to keep investing in feudal.
Maybe. I mean, he's going to be able to get in here, and I mean, he might even kill a vill if he is careful with this. He's been really annoying with the scout. I mean, he's done a lot of great things with it. I mean, he has kept him on the back foot as well.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunate for the Cheap Palm team again is no pressure on X0rst and Mad there. Similar to last game, they're not being hit. Now, obviously, Palm has been pretty safe this game, but Cheap again being the punching bag.
Yeah, I mean, he really needs to wall this front up too, because at any time, you know, if X0rst sent something over, it could be a problem for him. If Medieval Times keeps sending one man-at-arm in, I mean, he's doing a really good job. He's gonna get another vill kill here.
Now, Palm does have 5 scouts coming forward between them, but X0rst is walled up. Maybe he's gonna have to go over and try to hit Mad.
Yeah, I think that's his only option. I don't see a hole. Maybe there is one, but I don't see it. Mad is wide open on the backside. He could get in here, but I don't think he could do a whole lot of damage. I mean, the berries are pretty much all dried up. You know, wood line.
He could get around on the wood line. If nothing else, push him off the wood line. Could pick off this walling vill here.
Yeah, it looks like he will come in. He is just passing that vill there. He turns around to get it, so that's good, getting that vill. Defensive spears already on their way out, though. One out already here for Medieval Times. So this will buy Palm that time he needs to get his archer numbers out, and he actually is setting them forward already, so.
Yeah, Cheap. Now if he gets his archers forward, he can take them off that wood line with the scouts, and Mad will have a hard time staying on wood.
Yeah, Mad is doing a good job defending this one for now. We do have a forward from X0rst as well. He will get in here, will pressure a wood line. Wall still not up completely for Palm here. He is going to click to castle already, though. Be the first one up. Some knights will definitely deal with those archers and that spear from X0rst. He has a scout there as well, but scout's not doing anything at the moment. We see the switch to stone from Medieval Times already as well, so would expect to see probably, like I said, a creep post or a castle before long. And I think this one might have to be defensively, because Cheap actually has a good number of vills that are going to find this wood line.
Yeah, the archers are there. May not get a kill here, but where does he go for wood now? He still doesn't know where the scouts are, even though they've run them back home.
Yeah, gonna be hard to deal with that, though. I mean, there's still archers there that can break through. I mean, he's gonna need wood, like you said, and I think he's going for straggler trees right now. There's one straggler tree left. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right when he realizes Palm is not here anymore. He can throw a lumber camp up on the back somewhere. Now we're in the similar situation last game though. 3 players going up to castle. Cheap still down in feudal.
Yeah, he is. He's getting wheelbarrow right now, though, so I think he will be in a decent shape to click up before too long. And he does have military forward, and he is pressuring Medieval Times at this moment. And we'll have a cleanup from X0rst's army in Palm's base here shortly, as we have quite a few scouts here now. And then those scouts could actually run to Medieval Times again, and it could be a big problem. There are a lot of archers. There's, what, 14 archers here for Cheap right now?
Yeah, it's good pressure, and the stone is not yet there for the prepos.
Yep, the archers forward here for X0rst get cleaned up. X0rst, what do we have for X0rst as far as military goes here? He doesn't have a whole lot right now.
Yeah, he has 10 archers in his archer range.
Yep.
So it's not a lot. And they're crossbow now, and they're going forward to help clean up sheep. Nope, they changed their direction. But still, 10 crossbowmen. But Palm's already making knights. Got the scout numbers already.
Yeah, a lot of idols for medieval times, so I think the pressure from Cheap really set him off there to have some problems. He did have to force a defensive tower up as well, so that's quite good. Forced that up against the Bulgarian player. I mean, the forward that we're going to see from Palm here, I don't expect it to do anything. And X0rst has sent those crossbows over towards Cheap. I mean, Cheap is on his way up now, but he is going to be very far behind.
I mean, I think if Palm wants to, he can easily get through this palisade before support can get in. And he's attacking exactly the piece I want him to attack.
Yeah, Bill is going to come over, though, and we'll probably get something down here.
Yeah, she's going for the gate. But the gate...
Gate should be pretty weak, so...
Yeah, no armor. Oh, he didn't commit to
Decides
I think
to go... Maybe Cheap said, hey, I need help over here. A defensive tower coming down for Cheap, though. I think that is the right move. That villager just buying a little bit of time here, making the crossbows shoot something else. So that is a very good defensive tower there. And yep, we are going to have Palm head to the other side. I do not agree with that. I think he really needs to stay in pressure.
Now, he does still have a unit, an A knight down there attacking, so...
Yeah, but he's attacking a terrible place in the wall.
Okay, yeah, it was just left behind.
Monk comes forward for X0rst in defense as well. And now we're going to see archers and one skirm against crossbows and scouts. So, not exactly what you want to see. The crossbows will be able to be upgraded here for Cheap, or the archers will be upgraded, but there are a lot of exposed villagers back here.
That's true. He's just got to run for those vills until that upgrade comes in. And when that upgrade comes in, it's a good fight for him.
Yeah, but he's losing all these vills. He's already behind by 10 vills again.
Crossbows in. This will get cleaned up. Now, this is exactly what you're talking about, though. Palm ran all this way, and he was not needed.
Yep, he could have kept pressuring over there, and now we're going to see the crossbow mass really start to pick up for X0rst, along with the monks there as well, so could get a conversion if we see that come through. I mean, Palm is going to stay over here still to finish cleaning up these crossbows, but yeah, he ran all the way back, and there's no production really coming from Palm right now. He's getting his market up. He has only 2 TCs at the moment. Invested a lot into that, and they've really only helped clean up something that he didn't have to deal with.
My hope here is Palm Cheap need to really commit to an attack on Mad Evil. If they can get in, now a castle's going up, which is going to make it difficult, so they're going to have to go around, but if they attack together and do some real damage, they might be able to get back in this.
Yeah, but I think they're going to see that castle just at the wrong moment, and Cheap will lose crossbows here.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. It's going to go up. Turn around, yeah. Turn around, turn around. Turn around.
Yeah, they got to get out of there.
Yeah, but still, go around. He's very open on the side.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely going to pressure him. We have Palm sending his knight production in that general direction.
I like that they went to the right here. They could easily get on this wood line. They can kill vills. They can break down this house.
There's actually a hole in that wood line, so if it's not seen, they could run right through it. And there are a lot of vills. 15 villagers there for medieval times.
I love the Palms going in. I don't love the Chief's not with him. Where is he at? Because he needs to be... These archers aren't...
Is there not a hole there? Oh, maybe there's not a hole. There will be a hole. There it is.
There is a hole. That's unfortunate. Palm and Cheap should have been together, both over there.
Yeah, I like the forward castle from Cheap here, though. He really needs to focus on getting his eco rolling, and if he has to get it ready in the middle, that's what he has to do. He is housed again, though. It's really not ideal. Just unlucky they didn't attack over here. It's really unlucky.
Unfortunate for Palm. I think that attack could have changed the game in a big way. Palm, or X0rst is going and getting relics at this point, and he got a relic that was close to Palm's base. which is unfortunate for the Lithuanian player.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get, like, he maybe get one, really, is all they can grab for him.
Yes,
And maybe
and I don't know if you caught it, but X0rst was even signaling the relic on the top right side of the map between Mad and Cheap, so he's actively thinking about snagging these. Yep, and his monk's on his way to get it. Actively trying to snag these and stop the Lithuanian player from getting that bonus.
Yeah, Mad Evil Times is going to put a creep post in the middle here, so I do like that play, but I think you should have put the creep post in your base and the castle forward. In my eyes, the creep post is more of a defensive building, not offensive in this situation. Because if he would have built the castle down here, he could build Trebs late age, you know, an Imperial, but creep post can only make Gonic.
Yeah, but you have to remember that the castle went up because he was worried. You know, that was not
Very true, yeah.
necessarily the castle he wanted. That was the castle he needed at that moment.
Yeah, Cheap is doing a really bad job of keeping his production of villagers up. He's only 1 TC right now too, so that really hurts. Looks like we're going to see an engagement in the middle here, but I mean there's a lot of crossbows for both sides, and Medieval Times has nothing behind this right now.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. He's got a handful of knights here behind, but not the numbers to match Palm yet.
Yeah, I think they need to ignore the middle and run around here. I mean, even if they go to X0rst base, I mean, this would be a lot for him to have to deal with right now. Instead, they're going to let a castle go up here, it looks like.
Right. It's, you know, just like we saw over at Mad's base a minute ago, it's if there was just a little bit more commitment, they seem hesitant almost.
Yeah, and we do have the monk in the middle here going forward for that relic, it looks like, but pathing could make it die to that castle. Crossbows v crossbows right now. Castle does go up though. I think they have to back up, shouldn't take that fight.
Now this is where I start wondering about who's going to get up to Imp. None are particularly close on food or gold yet, but
well, X0rst is 25%
the first trebs
away.
are going to matter. Oh, I didn't see the click. Wow. Okay, well, that answers that then. Because the first trebs coming up here, it's going to matter who comes up first, and it's going to be X0rst.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cheap is just too far behind. He's really not committed anything to his eco at this point. He's still only 1 TC, not even a TC in the middle. I think that could really come back to hurt him. He's only at 52 vills too, over 30 vills down
30,
compared to
exactly.
everyone.
It's in a bad spot. And if we were in a position where they were pushing in on Mad Evil's base, where the opportunity existed earlier, they were in vills were going down, they were doing damage. It wouldn't be the end of the world to be that many vills down. But there's been no damage at this point. No solid continuous damage done to Mad or X0rst.
Yeah, Knights are forward here, but they're just losing HP. They're not taking fights against crossbows. They're not going to be doing much over here. They could get through that gate potentially, again, but again, I think that was the big mistake. They should have kept pressuring that side. Now we have
a lot of vills.
Yep, now we have Palm all alone. No backup from crossbows over here, and we have the Knights and the crossbows for X0rst and Medieval Times over here.
Yep, losing Knights for no value. So far what we've been seeing so well is that X0rst and Mad have been playing together very, very well. And it feels like Palm and Cheap have just been a little out of sync in comparison.
Yep, again, armies separated. Arbaleth's going to be coming in here with Bracer as well, right behind for our Mayan player, X0rst. And behind this, I mean, Cheap is nowhere near. Not even close to going up. Palm's getting close, but he has to keep producing, and he's going to lose all of his numbers because Knight is fine to fight that, but with Arbalest and Crossbow behind, it's not really going to do any good. There are some plumed archers in here as well. A lot of these crossbows
taking a terrible under that castle.
Yep.
This feels like this could be the end of the game, and if it's not, I feel like it's still decided here.
Yeah, I mean chemistry and the armor upgrade coming in for X0rst. I think that it is GG here. I mean that you're gonna lose this big fight in the middle. I mean crossbows and plumes are not going to deal with fully upgraded arbalest.
And there's a GG. I don't think battering rams. against castles is ever the choice you want to have to make, or the choice you should be making. Once you're doing that, I just feel it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it was again the decision making was a little bit rough here. We missed out on a big raid in Medieval Time Space, one of which I think would have set him back quite significantly.
Yeah,
And
I think
Exorcist untouched again.
when the huge pile on crossbow and knights and scouts were right on that wood line, right there, if they had just pushed in, then this game was winnable. They could have done enough damage there with a little luck to stay in this game, but it just didn't happen for them. And bad timing when that would overchopped right after they left.
Yeah, and not a high priority on relics for Palm going with Lithuanians here. I mean, he does have a relic in the hands of a monk, but we have 3 already collected on the other side.
Yeah, and that's something I think X did really well here. Was he saw the Lithuanian player on the other side and he was prioritizing it.
Yeah, and he played very defensively. He only sent forward the man-at-arm rush and 4 archers and his scout. And during that whole scenario where Palm was at the gate over here, he could have broken in, no problem, and could have been in there at the same time that Cheap ended up cleaning up the attack in his base anyways. So, just a little bit of decision-making woes for them here, as we'll move on to game number 3 here. But yeah, I think that was, it came down to decision-making there.
Like I said, I feel just a little out of sync relative to the other team there. So, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yep. X0rst and Medieval Times up 2-0 already on Palm and Cheap, as we will move into game number 3.
Now,
and let me pause at 5 seconds.
I'm there when you are. Yeah, Cheap and Palm picked the last map, so they lost on Arabia, picked Gold Pit, lost. So what are they going to do? How are they going to mix it up to get a win here?
Oh, they're going to mix it up beautifully on a Team Islands game.
All right. Ready?
Yep, go.
Okay.
All right, so Italians for X0rst, Portuguese for Medieval Times, Cheap also with Italians, and then Palm has Byzantines. So very interesting selection with Byzantines here. I mean, they do have faster firing fire ships, which is quite nice. Portuguese with the Caravel. I mean, this to me sets up as a very heavy water battle scenario here. I don't think we're going to see landings. What do you think?
I think landings are always an option, and you should never rule them out here, even just because there's good water civs. I think the Byzantines being here also, I don't know what... That's a weird pick.
Well, I don't think it's that weird, because the bonus for their fire ships is quite good, and if he's going to end up staying on water for those fire ships, he could always raid later with cheap trash.
Yeah, no, it's a good bonus. I just feel like there's reasons that you don't see Byzantines so much on these maps, but versus Italians, Vikings.
Anyway. Italians and Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese too. I'm just. It'll be good. It'll be good to see how this one plays out. So, you're saying no landings then?
I'm not gonna. I don't think so. I mean, Italian players should be on water, no question. I don't think there'd be no landings the whole game. I don't think we're gonna see an early landing.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
I mean, we'll see late game Italians could go straight into Condottiero, which would be really good for them. Portuguese, I mean, I would love to see some organ gun landing, but I'm not sure we're gonna see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Big mistake from X0rst. Trying to lure with the scout, lost a lot of HP, and then shot at it with the town center, and it ended up going back.
Yeah, see, versus Mad pulled off that with pulling it in with a scout successfully. It's too bad that didn't work out on the other side, though.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough transition. I mean, he didn't lose anything but HP on the scout and will get it in anyways, but just a little bit behind, upset the build just a slight bit, I imagine. Interesting that we haven't seen a dock yet. We do have the Portuguese player, Mad Evil Times, putting
Look
a
at
forward
this.
dock.
Look at this sheep on the back of Cheap Space. Tell me what happened to the sheep. Having a hard time making some life choices here. It's on the back of their island.
I mean, it's just patrolling. It's patrolling the shorefish, I guess. I'm not sure. DE bug maybe. I mean, Palm did put down a barracks in the back, so I would expect to see a fast castle from him as Cheap is forward, and Mad Evil Times and Cheap's first docks are very
You
close
mean
to one another.
a dock? Not a
Sorry,
barracks.
a barracks. Yeah, yeah, a barracks
I
on
was
water,
looking.
guys.
I was looking real hard for the barracks.
Yes, I meant the dock
Alright.
is in the back.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
would expect to see an FC here from Palm.
Okay, so your theory is fire ships is the reason for the pick, the faster firing fire ships, right?
I don't see another reason at this point. No.
Well, so all I'm saying though, if that's your reason, don't you want that dock forward? Don't you want that dock to get those feudal fire ships? Take the water control in feudal. Take advantage of your teammate bonus from the Italian player, you know,
Yes,
and
I
snowball
absolutely
that.
think it should have been forward.
So if you put that behind, to me that says you didn't pick Byzantines for the fire ships.
Yep, at this point, it could very well be some sort of landing we're going to see from him. But, again, difficult to say. I mean, we're going to have a very interesting game, it looks like, to say the least. I mean, we do have some pushing of the Ibex here for Mad Evil Times behind this as well. But Cheap is behind on the villager count yet again. I think he's just not having the greatest of days here. I mean, he's okay, he's not behind. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, he is behind by a Vil. But nonetheless, I don't know what he's gonna do with this. It took him a long time to get that fire ship to be produced as well. So we do have Feudal Age for X0rst and Mad Evil Times already, though.
I'm worried for Palm and Cheap here. Dogs are forward for X0rst and Mad Evil. I think we can assume we'll see fire ships out for both of them as they go up here. And then Cheap is going to be alone. 1v2 potentially.
Cheap never got his second boar.
Oh, interesting.
So
he still could.
Yeah, that's a little rough though. He's pretty late into this now. He is not clicked up yet. He is pretty far away from clicking up. He's going for the boar now, so maybe he didn't scout it or hadn't seen it at that point. But that hurts actually. His time is going to be significantly behind. And I mean, with his forward dock, he's probably going to have to run all of those fish very soon.
Agreed.
Second dock coming down for X0rst, so I would expect to see quite a bit of production out of him here. And we already have a galley queued up as well. Alright, Feudal Age is coming in here for Cheap. It is very far behind though. He's housed again as well.
Alright, transport ship coming from Cheap though.
Interesting. Maybe he's gonna transport some Vils.
At this point, I feel like the Cheap Palm team needs to make a landing. They need to switch up this game because where it's going, we have fire ships being produced by both of the other teams. I don't think they have a choice to do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, Palm is putting docks down in the front now, so maybe his fish eco will be safe in the back, but the fire ships are already out, like you said. And we do have some Vils going into a transport here for Cheap. We'll see if it is spotted, though.
I think he's going to be lucky because his docks are on the left. If he goes to the right, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to have to delete that transport or run it away, I think, though. Because if that's spotted, then the other team will know what's going on. And it looks like the scout for Mad Evil Times is going to be in that general area, so he should see those villagers.
Now the question will be, how well does you pay attention to the mini map in that case.
Yeah, I mean, he has
Fire
yet to
ships
see
going,
it, so...
taking down fishing ships for cheap, so already behind in Vills and going to be further behind.
Yeah, there
And
are fire ships headed in the back towards Palm's eco as well.
Yeah, but fortunately, Palm is building fire ships, but unlike what I expected, now it's Cheap who didn't get up to the age and time and hasn't built any.
Medieval Times Scout saw the villagers building this, but did not see the foundation, so he will not know that it's there if he didn't see that on the minimap. So we are going to have some archers out of the Italian player for cheap, and I think he got blacksmith coming up at home. This could do a lot of damage here.
It could. It has to, because they're losing water at this point.
Yeah.
It's not lost, but they're definitely behind on water with Cheap not contributing. So if this little attack doesn't do anything, they will be very much on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, and we're having
Plus,
fishing eco going down for Palm as well.
Cheap in a change of events is first up to Castle Age here. 16% up. Fletching's come in. He's going for crossbows. He wants to make this attack hit hard.
Yeah, I mean, and going up early with Italians being cheaper, I would have thought that we would have seen X0rst up already as well.
But he is heavily on water. He's switched to galleys. He made a lot of fire galleys.
Yeah, he's trying to win this on water right away, which is great, but then they're not going to have anything to defend here. And interestingly enough, Medieval Times doesn't even have a barracks up, so he couldn't even produce a military unit in defense on land.
Lucky for them, Auto Scout is about to find these archer rangers. Now they just have to pay attention.
You think X0rst is going to see it? He has
yet
to see it.
He has not yet, but he should. With that, he's got to on the way back. Like, there's no way you can be that lucky, right?
All right, let's see. It's coming across now. Will he see it? He does spot it, so he can see that in the fog of war. But will it be in enough time? Will he notify his teammate in enough time here?
Yeah. Now we should see signals if they did see this, but I think more likely than not, they're just not going to notice on the minimap. X0rst is not looking on the island. He's managing, a dozen ships right now.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is though, even with this one landing, I mean they're losing water completely. Crossbow numbers are gonna be pretty good though, having 7, and we have 1 range continue to produce. A lot of exposed vills on this gold here. And it looks like he is going to get a few villager picks here as well, which is quite good.
Yeah, you got to make this count at this point.
Yeah, defensive tower being rushed down already as the idle's gone. Pretty idle here, exactly.
He needs a siege workshop with this, does he not?
Yeah, and he has to have a blacksmith.
And there it comes.
Blacksmith up for that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't. That's it. Oh, that's he. Cheap needs the siege. Yes.
Yes.
Medieval Times does have the blacksmith up. He does need a siege of his own as well.
Yeah, but he's not up to castle.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm way far off right now. This could be devastating here.
If we get a 2 Magnos out, 2 Magnos could clear this up, and there's no answer. I don't see anything coming in from X0rst now. Cheap has to make this work now. Keep the archer all in, make archers, get some Mangonels out. You could win the game here, but you have to do it now. You've lost the water. You have to win this here. You have to win it now.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of water here for X0rst, who is the other player up to his way on castle, so could be quite problematic if that continues. But like you said, this forward has to do damage, and right now it's just not. Mangonel will come out here.
Yeah, he took so long to do that, though. I don't know if he didn't have the res, but needed to see that earlier.
Yeah, Medieval Times is clicked up as well. So Palm, the only one not up yet, and he has not won water. I don't think he will win water at this point. He has cleaned up quite a few ships on the back, and he looks like he's cleaned up a few on the front, but he's going to be
lots of idle time for Mad, at least. I just wish the Mangonels would have come out a little bit quicker, a little bit more focused from him, because he needs to make this advantage in getting up.
Yeah,
Count for
X0rst making a
something.
big mistake here. Click to attack the dock. The fire ships killed quite a few galleys for free there.
That's good. Good.
Mangonel is going to be killed by villagers, it looks like.
Yeah, and this is what like he's getting Vil picks though, so it might not be the worst trade ever. But I think he should have made the Mangonels a little sooner, kept his archers over there, and just did a straight push. But hopefully another Mangonel's queued up, and so many idle villagers for Mad. It's just the pressure can't stop here, and you can't lose these archers.
Yep, I mean, X0rst is up to castle. It's going to clean up the docks on the front for Palm, but Palm has already started building them in the back.
X0rst has switched, made an archer range. He's getting skirms out. He making his own Mangonel. I'm afraid that the window for Cheap to make this work is starting to close.
Yeah, we're going to have to see Palm win this back on water here if they're going to have a chance.
Now, and he might have a chance of that with X0rst being distracted by trying to save Mad. There's no guarantee.
Just running Bills.
Mad's running. Yeah, that's he's feeling the pressure. I feel like Cheap hasn't put enough into this. He's not made more town centers. He's not booming, but he hasn't. Where's all his res going? I would like to see more archers at this point. More archers, more Mangonels.
Yeah, and the docks are discovered in the back, so we're going to have X0rst headed around back there as well. Could be a pretty rough situation still for Waters.
Mad's in a bad spot. This town center is getting hit pretty hard.
Yeah, Mangonel for X0rst over, though, and will...
He's got a...
Oh, almost killed one already. Needs to repair it. Oh, it's going to walk into the TC fire. Repairs are there just in time, but now this is a big Mangonel shot. Kills a villager. Town center kills another, so down to one Vil on the island over here.
That is unfortunate, but having that Mangonel cleaned up, there's one being produced, but there's not another one. Oh, there is another one here on the north side of Mad's base. This is what I'm saying. I think it was just a little too slow from Palm. He needed the Mangonels out sooner. He needed a more focused push.
You mean Cheap, but I understand, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the landing time is over. That town center, really? What? Okay. I don't like this town center position. 2 Mangonels here already. Night switch in for Cheap, though, so Mangonels could be sniped pretty easily. I mean, the pressure hasn't been great, but, I mean, X0rst has won water. I mean, Palm still has fire ships over here, or not Palm, Mad Evil Times has fire ships doing a good job as well. Fire ships being produced out of 4 docks for Palm, but look at the galley numbers for X0rst.
Yeah, and with the shape of these islands, a lot of economy, a lot of this island is going to be exposed, both for Cheap and Palm. At this point, I feel like Palm almost needs to get over and join in on the land attack to make something happen.
Yeah, but as Kato said here in chat, the window for landing isn't really there. I mean, you have full water control for X0rst and Mad Evil Times now.
I say that, but it's not control. It's all balled up on one corner of the map.
Yeah,
we can easily get.
Mad Evil Times has some patrolling on the front there for Cheap.
Yeah, I know, but not enough to stop a transport necessarily. But this is the thing. Mad and X0rst have already won water. It's only land that's contested, but right now it's 2v1. Palm is not contributing much. Now he does have fire ships. He's going to try to fight this again, so if he takes water back, it might be a wash.
Could be, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Looks like this town center is just being abandoned from Mad Evil Times now. Don't think that's a bad play.
Not at all. Impressive to me that Cheap's town center went up. That was. Yeah, I was sure that would die.
1 villagers. I mean, here's Mangonel's going to be going down.
Big shot. Nope, he's not paying attention.
2 for
not paying
none.
attention.
That's rough. We have 4 Mangonels here. That town center should go down. On water, hit and run for X0rst. The fire ships do get a lot more damage done here than they would if they weren't Byzantine fire ships, though. That faster firing rate, but I mean, he's not cleaning up water. He's going to do a good job of getting numbers down, but the production behind that, and here comes the heavy demo ships from X0rst as well.
Heavy Mangonel push coming in on the X0rst Mad team. I don't know how much longer Cheap's gonna last.
I mean, Cheap's gonna be fine, I think, if he can kill these mangonels with these light cav. And yeah, he's doing a fine job defending this right now, at least. He will lose a lot of mangonels, but he's down behind a lot of mangonels at the moment. The real thing is he needs to keep that town center up, and these light cav have to keep coming out. Ooh. Water is not going to be very easy here to deal with, though. Some galleys coming out from Palm, but I think they're just too far behind.
Absolutely. I don't think that the landing was a bad play by any means. I think it could have been a little smoother, but I think it was a mistake to not at least help on waters.
Yeah, these crossbows are very exposed over here right now, and there is a mangonel. It looks like the light cav needs to go snipe that. Oh no. Big shot. Oh. I did kill 2 mangonels for the price of 1 on the front, though. So
yeah, but his position's getting weaker every minute, I think.
I agree, and water control is going to be a huge problem. Cheap is starting to shift back into water, it looks like, or you just put a dock up for eco on the back.
Hard to say.
Thanks, Kato. Appreciate it. I agree, man. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think if there is any hope for Palm and Cheap at this point, Cheap does have to get back on water. I don't think this push. It's not dead, but the momentum's gone.
I think it's just too late. X0rst has double 79 vills. I mean, he's 79 vills. It's full castle right now, and I mean, Palm is gonna try to land. He's got 5 villagers in a transport right now, but how's he gonna make this landing happen? I mean, if he lands, X0rst already has military buildings and has been producing military on land to deal with that.
He can do it, but he has to go, I feel, to Cheap side to make it work.
Yeah, no stone right now, so it's not going to be a castle. Unless he's already... No, he hasn't put down a castle foundation. So what are we going to see here? Stables?
I mean, he can't even get through here because of TCs.
Archery ranges. So then they're really exposed. I mean, bring the galleys over one at a time, and that forward is not going to do anything. Crossbow numbers are very depleted over here, down to 11 here for Cheap. I mean, on the bright side, if they could get a fire ship over to Medieval Times Eco, he has 15 fishing ships right here. And actually, Cheap's going to drop a castle there, so that could be a nice spot for a castle. Yeah, the galleys are coming over, though. These 7 villagers, likely not to escape.
Agreed.
And this forward should be cleaned up. I mean,
it's a bad spot to land.
Yeah, a castle's nice, but you're going to lose a mangonel here, it looks like. No, he did notice. Cheap did on his side. Excellent defense from Medieval Times and X0rst on this island, though. They did not let this get out of hand, and maybe, like you said, Cheap was just too far behind?
I feel like he's not been looking at the right place at the right time. Like I think he's been great ideas. He's been doing the right things, but in the critical moments, he's not looking at the right part of the map. Yeah, he's just getting unlucky in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, that castle will go up. It won't even range the fishing ships now, so unless he's going Juni's crossbows, it's not really going to do him a whole lot of good. I mean, if this gets dragged out for an extremely long period of time, I mean, obviously, a lot less resources going to be available to Medieval Times and Cheap as far as gold goes, but as far as food control goes, the water is very much in favor of X0rst and Medieval Times, and I really don't think that that's going to come back.
Yeah, and with just the shape of these islands and the size of them, so many of the wood lines, so much of the gold is reachable by those galleys, which are going to become upgraded here soon because now we have X0rst on his way to the Imperial Age.
Yeah, and that's really the big difference right now is the villager count for him compared to Palm. If Palm was in a better position as far as eco goes, this might be a closer game, but I mean, X0rst is, just look at the score difference. He's so far ahead. I mean, look at the eco behind this. He's what, 3 town centers, and he's been booming this whole time?
Yeah, absolutely. X0rst is just not feeling the pressure here.
Yep. Castle's gonna
Castle,
try to
yep.
go up here, but I don't expect it to go up right now. It's too risky. Too many crossbows there. Need that mangonel over there at least. There are a few Gianni's crossbows out as well.
Yeah, I don't think they're worth much in this position. He's not countering anything that's being built. I think you're probably better off with your crossbow at this point.
Yeah, a bunch of villas go down as X0rst snipes a bunch on the gold here for cheap as well.
Yeah, but no answer. Okay, Mangonel will get hopefully picked by the Slay Cav. I think I'd prefer if cheap could get a couple knights out. I think they'd be more effective than what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I just don't think he can afford it. Yeah, he's too far
agreed.
behind. He's imping. That's an interesting time to imp. You're that far behind. I guess you need trebs. You need trebs.
That's exactly what it is. He has to imp, because trebs are coming from X0rst. I don't know if he has a castle up, but I'm sure if he doesn't from the looks of it. But you know, if X0rst put a castle up, came forward with a castle, he's not going to have an answer for it. So he has to imp.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you look at it right now, they have to deal with this forward from cheap. And you know what we might see? We might see some bombard ships.
Yeah?
Might not even be trebs, because he does not have a castle, and is even on stone. He is on stone, has over 1,000 stone.
No.
X0rst is get Galleon, he's got Bracer coming in, he's got
Right.
constant production. I mean, I think at this point he needs to shift away from water, though. He has, what is this? How much military? 68 military units, and they're almost all on water.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be investing too much more into that. It's unlikely that Palm's going to come back on this point. Palm, I don't love it. He looks like he's trying to boom back into this, farms, get up, but he's so far behind score-wise. He hasn't contributed much, other than stalling for the water. Like, he was in a bad position, 2v1 in the water.
I don't think it's his fault, though, that he was that
No,
position. I think
not
this
at
was
all.
a strategy, because we did see Palm and Cheap do this before. In
True.
the very first round, we saw actually Turks play from Cheap, and he landed and went Janissaries, and they won that game no problem. I think the problem now is you're not going to destroy X0rst's military on water, and he is going to land. He has a transport ship out right now. 10 villagers are coming across, and he will most definitely be putting down a castle and probably some barracks for Condo Tiro.
Yeah, and that's going to end this game here, because Palm doesn't even have a military building on land. Oh, he has a barracks. But yeah, not much set up to defend here. It's and Cheap is getting pushed back slowly, surely here.
Well, and Imp didn't even buy him trebs. He's not even produced a treb. He can't defend it. There's too much siege here.
Yeah, exactly. And just like you wanted organ guns, actually, in the fray.
Gotta love them organ guns. I mean, the mangonels are here. I mean, they're not being very effective right now, so that hurts. X0rst will not produce any more galleons. I think he's gonna go shift into full trebs and Condo Tiro, and then I think it's GG.
Yeah, I feel in Palm and Cheap position. As soon as you see the landing, as soon as you see the condos coming, you call it.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
First treb out here for Cheap, but it's not gonna be attacking a castle. It's gonna attack. Looks like it's trying to attack the organ gun, actually. Barracks are coming out in mass. We have 7 foundations, 3 already up, and condos will wreck. And these galleons themselves could range half of the eco from Palm. And he is up, but again, what is Palm going to do with this? He's not going to have time to produce any military on land. He's definitely not getting back into water.
Looks like he's running. He doesn't have docks. He doesn't have any military buildings now. He doesn't have any units on the field to upgrade. He has nothing. So, trebs, condos coming forward. He doesn't even have a castle.
Yep, Cheap with no military, but he has 1 barracks on his own island. His pressure was good, but it just wasn't enough. That's what's questionable about early landings, though. Is what are you really gonna do with this? It's not exactly ideal whenever you have a 2v2 situation. In a 4v4, it's not as bad because you obviously are only having one person land, I hope. But Condottiero out with some upgrades. Yeah, I mean, I think X0rst just splits up his galleys all along the shoreline, and they just slowly push on that side. The push is starting to come a little bit better now that where the military focuses on the opposite island, so Medieval Times is going to lose a little bit here, but looks like
condos coming out there too, so
yeah. I mean, there are a few Arbalests though, so if those condos aren't massed, it could be a problem for him.
I mean, and you just look at this massive green blob on the water. He overinvested.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's going to cost him the game, but
I don't think it was really a mistake from him though, because you would have expected them to try to come back on water, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, this forward now is something of concern though for them to deal with, but I think that the Condottiero for X0rst are just going to kill so much faster. Treb's out as well, so essentially we have only half of an island for Cheap and Palm now.
yeah, it's not looking good. Unfortunately, I feel like it's demonstrated less in this game, but a little bit. I feel like X0rst and Mad just have played better as a team. And that's where they got to where they are. Versus, I think Cheap and Palm are both great players, but I think they just don't have the same level of teamwork in this match.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's just you can't play islands and not go for water. Like, you just can't. And they really didn't. I mean, Palm tried, but X0rst with the cheaper, Italian eco. The Italian players should have been the ones on water. If you're gonna land, I think you land with Byzantines. Bombard or cannon galleons are out, gonna destroy the castle here on Palm on X0rst and Medieval Times Island. Bombard cannons also out here for X0rst on his own island as well. It's not looking good now. I think it's been over for a little bit here, but they still want to fight on. I mean, this is a prize pool tournament, $150 to the winner here. And X0rst and Medieval Times look like they're going to go up actually 3 games to none.
Yeah, it's very well played by them. I'm hoping to see a turnaround. But like I said, the X0rst and Mad have been with each other where they needed to be with each other, and you just haven't seen quite that flow on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, villager counts for Palm are down to 57. Cheap has 75 at this point, but it's 91 for Medieval Times and 95 for X0rst. And like you suggested, maybe X0rst did boom a little bit too much on water here, but all things considered, how much cheaper things are for Italians, it's not really much of an overinvestment in my opinion.
When you have cannon galleons cleaning up the little that remains of this forward, yeah, this is a case of the game's over, but they don't want to go down that easily in this tournament, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, at this point though, there's not much more you can do. I mean, the interesting thing for both X0rst and Medieval Times though is, I mean, Medieval Times is the only one that invested into eco on water.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought X0rst would have invested more into fishing ships, but
I mean, it could be. I mean, he played the water well, but he built so many farms when like you said, he had water control. Could have gone for fish. Maybe he's not a fan of the water maps, and he just wanted to play his ego straight how he's used to.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, this one's just dragging on here. I don't see that there's a way back for Palm and Cheap in this game.
No, it would be an incredible throw at this point, and I mean, you have that nice ball of arbs for Cheap, and He's still pressuring with the treb. He's done a good job for the circumstances. But like I said, I think if you're going to land like this, you needed Palm to get over there too. If Palm had been there and put up really anything to support on land, this probably could have won it for him. But Jeep just doesn't have the power on its own here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Mad Evil Times is kind of misplaying this as well. He's going full Condottiero over here in defense of Arbalest. I think he needs Elite Skirm, and he would have cleaned this up a long time ago. But
100%, yeah. If he with Elite Skirm, it would have been over.
yeah, I mean, they're still trying here, and I don't know what they're trying for. Yep, there's the GG. I mean, there's nothing you can really do at this point. I mean, you've lost so much.
Yeah, if the water was still contested, this game would still be very much a game if each side lost a third of their island. But you know, the forward went down, the buildings went down. It's just too exposed.
Yeah, Kados, yes. I mean, you can play water and not go on water. I know, but it's not very common, especially with this map control they had. I mean, I think it should have been more in the likes of fishing, but that's not going to matter at this point. I mean, unfortunately, we already have a 3-0 here. Really not expected. I really think these two teams were probably pretty closely matched up here. But like you said, the eco or the teamwork just hasn't been there.
Right, and that's what I don't know if if it's a matter of practice or what it is. But yeah, it just X0rst and Mad they're with each other when they need to be with each other. They seem to be in sync. Versus Palm and Cheap, who seem to be playing very well, but they're not playing, together. They're not playing in sync. It's not fluid and smooth like we've been seeing on the other side.
Yep. Yep. Well, we go into an elimination game potentially. X0rst and Mad Evil Time's gonna put this one away, but we'll find out here in just a second as we load into game number 4. Alright, Hitch, you ready?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's go. Game number 4. 3, 2, 1, go. Lombardia.
Interesting Civ picks. Tell me what you think about this.
I mean, Goth and Malay against the Vietnamese and Berbers. I mean, I definitely like the civs better for Palm and Cheap here. I expect we might see some memes.
Yeah, maybe everyone here, they've seen how the series goes. Maybe everyone's playing for fun at this point, but I feel like you usually see a lot more Cav on Lombardia than this.
I mean, I agree, but I don't know. I mean, Berbers is a solid choice for Palm. Can't complain about that one at all.
Absolutely, that's the one that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, Vietnamese, I'm not a huge fan of, but as in most team games right now, one Archer Civ, one Cav Civ, so I can get behind this choice to go Vietnamese. Plus, you do get that nice vision on the town center here. So Cheap, check its Fog of War, sees the starting town center position, which is nice, but on Lombardia, it's usually just the opposite of where you are. So, not the biggest advantage there. Maybe Malay goes FC into Elephants. Wouldn't be unheard of. Goth player here, I mean, I would expect aggression. Early aggression. And that could do a lot of damage with everyone being so close to the Lombardia start.
Because that's the two ways you have to play here as a Goth. You're either going forward in Dark Age, you're hurting him in Feudal, or you wait, right? Like, it's all in either now or later, but, it's not spread out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect the availability to boom to be all there. I think that, they could have an issue, getting up to like a late game spam. They have to do something early.
So pretty standard right now. You think we'll see fast castles here? We've seen fast castles struggle in this tournament. 2v2 Lombardia.
I don't expect to see Fast Castle. I mean, maybe from medieval times, and then we have X0rst just playing very defensively. But I'm not sure what we're going to see here. We have a scout fight here. Looks like X0rst is just going to run away with that. But, I mean, I really like Berbers selected on this map. I think it's quite good. Weasels in chats wants to see Karambit and Huskarls. I mean, that could be an option. I mean, have to wait and see. I mean, Lombardia being so close together, walling up and defending might be enough to get you up to a fast castle, but depends on how aggressive we have Cheap and Palm, and right now I don't know what we're going to see from them. I mean, we see walls coming up for Cheap already. Cheap can wall up pretty safely there.
You know, and X0rst is jumping in the chat here to say, you know, normally free boom on Lombardia, I think, so the Goths is good. You get Huskarls and then just a strong eco from Malay. So now we know their reasoning in their civ picks there.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad picks by any means. I mean, Goth are probably one of the best civs in the game if you can get the spam going. It's just getting to that point. And if they think they have a free boom here, I mean, why not?
No, absolutely. It can, if it works, it works. That's why I asked about the fast castle earlier, though, because I know we've definitely seen in previous sets in the series where one team tries a fast castle and they just can't, with being so close and so compact like this, they can't handle the scout rush from the other side.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, we do see quite a few of the cows under the TC.
Militia
floor. Go ahead.
Out for Mad going forward.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice. I think
Absolutely
going early is nice. Weasel chiming in saying that Vietnamese and Berbers get champion. So yes, they do. X0rst says he's always going FC on this map. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad map to go FC. It just depends on what comes against you here, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not that FC's a bad call on this map. We've just seen a lot of games play out where one side goes full FC with both players, and the other side commits to feudal and have beat them pretty handily.
Yeah, I mean, the barracks is going up here for Palm, but the militia are almost there.
No, this is mean play. Look, that's 7 militia at least going forward,
yeah.
and
a lot of villagers forward. The barracks isn't even going to go up for Palm either. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's exactly like I said. With Goff, you either go all in now or all in way later. Like there's no middle ground, and he's going all in now. 8 militia up at this point, and yeah, this might be a quick game. I don't know what Palm's going to do in response to this.
I mean, he is on his way up to feudal already, so potentially get some units out to be able to defend. But I mean, he's very exposed, very open. Those walls coming in very late. I mean, Cheap, he walled up very early here, and the forwards keep coming. Militia spam out of one barracks. The villager has come forward as well. Not sure what we're going to see from this villager. Would expect it to be another barracks, actually.
A barracks or a tower too could help. But this is exactly what we were talking about though. With if you don't now, obviously I'm not saying Cheap and Palm here we're going military, but early pressure I feel like works so well in Lombardia because people do have that thought that they can free boom.
Yep, Cheap is going to try to wall up and keep out all of this aggression from his base. He doesn't want to deal with all this going on here. 7 militia, 8 militia already in the base of Palm. Scouts are out, but I think that he's going to struggle quite greatly against this. Not enough scouts to do a lot. Is going to pick off some HP here with the TC, and actually that's a pretty decent for him, but he is behind on vills, already down by 10 villagers.
Yeah, I just wish Mad was able to get up to feudal a little quicker behind this. If these were men at arms, it would be a much worse position right now.
It would be,
for
but I
Palm.
don't think it matters. I mean, he's already done the damage. I mean, the villager count for him is 30.
Agreed.
Palm is only at, 19? Hasn't produced a single vill. He's trying to deal with all this pressure. He's not producing villagers at the moment. Cheap, also not producing vills. He is at least up to the feudal age, but I mean, what's he gonna do with this? I mean, he has to go into archers, I imagine, to go help out his teammate, and giving that time to... Oh, he's actually forwarding an archery range.
Yeah, no, I saw that, which is good. Like, I think you gotta be more aggressive on this map than people think. And
Yeah, but I
these
mean,
players understand.
I think we're going to see that fast castle time coming into effect here. We have the blacksmith market down for X0rst already, and I would expect to see that click here anytime. He's already got the res for it, so he's just waiting for that building to finish, and then he'll click up.
Yeah, I understand the forward archer ranges, but I almost feel like you need them at home. Those archers could have really helped take the pressure off of Palm, who's about to be dealing with men-at-arms. If I had to guess, whenever this gets up to feudal age.
Yeah, I mean, he is up now. He's got halfway there, but I don't even think it's going to matter. I think the FC time alone is enough to tell you that you're way behind here.
Yeah,
And even with
because-
archers at home, you have someone in Castle Age that can produce so much better military than you that I think they're just too far behind now. I really hate to say it, but I think it's too far behind. Palm's not even
Yeah.
walled still. He's still very open. Chief is walled, but he has no military buildings at home, but one stable or one barracks.
Yeah,
Forward
that's
stables
looking
from
good to me.
X0rst as well. This
Yep,
will be
so
the
we're gonna
elephant
see-
play.
Yeah, we're gonna see the elephants, and there's no answer for this. Brutal play on this fourth game of the series.
Yeah, I mean we questioned the civ choices, but Palm and X0rst, or sorry, Palm and Cheap not able to get enough aggression in early, allowing for that FC time. Medieval Times did a great job with this forward. He's even
Off
building a
barracks
stable.
coming up over here.
Yeah.
Or sorry, stable.
Stable coming up. Yeah, I think Knights is the right play though. More mobility. I mean, you're going to be going up against. what-
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be up to. Yeah, Medieval not going to be up to Castle anytime soon.
I don't even think it's
So.
going to matter. Scouts will work
course.
too. I mean, Scout v Scout with Man-at-Arms here. I mean, there's elephant numbers are already building for X0rst, and Cheap will die to this.
Absolutely.
There's nothing Cheap can do. All of his archers are forward. He's not going to be clicking up anytime soon. Yeah, he's only at less than 100 of every resource, it looks like, but Stone. Yeah, well played. But this forward here has done a lot of damage, and we're not even going to see the elephants build. Villager came over and spotted this, so those elephants are going to head forward right now.
Yeah, and lots of pressure still on Palm. Even if Cheap gets in here somehow, it's going to be too little too late.
Well,
The
the
elephants are in
issue,
his base.
yeah, there's the GG.
And the GG. Sad to see it go so quick, but well played.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't expect this to be a 4-0. I really thought this was going to be a closer set here. I think, you know, really great teamwork. Really did Mad and X0rst a great deal here. The strategy on this map obviously worked out very well for them as well. I mean,
It did.
it,
And that's exactly what I was talking into. Like, X0rst went for that fast castle, and I think that's something we talked about when we've seen this map before. Is if one person goes fast castle, the other can't. If you both go for a castle build, that's when you have the trouble.
yeah, and I think the investment for Cheap here to go forward, he's a 3 archery range and a barracks forward, leaves you very open to this. I mean, maybe if you were able to snipe the villagers coming forward to build these stables, but
Yeah. No, if it was two FCs, if FC from both Mad and X0rst, I think this play could have made sense. Get the archer ranges up forward. But by the time he was going forward, he already knew the kind of pressure Palm was under. I think he should have built at home, helped clear up Palm to give him a shot to get back in the game.
Yeah, I think we really saw a lot of good decisions out of X0rst and Medieval Times here. I think the big issue, especially in the Gold Rush game, was that Palm and Sheep had opportunities that they did not exploit. Um, so I think that's kind of where they lost that one. I mean, the Islands game was just too much of a forward attempt without any water behind it. I think that hurts. Um, but I mean, nonetheless, thank you guys for participating in the tournament, Palm and Sheep. Well played. You guys did go through quite a road to get here. You guys played your hearts out, played well. Appreciate it. Had fun watching and casting these games. Congratulations to X0rst and Medieval Times for pulling it out and coming away with the win here. I mean, a hell of a tournament. You guys had some good sets as well. Came all the way through. I mean, gonna pull up the brackets here really quickly, make it the official completed here. But yeah, I mean, really shocked to see a 4-0 here, honestly. But
You keep saying that.
I know, I am. But it's a good set, good series, good tournament. I agree. I had a lot of fun with this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed playing. Um, I know it was a lot of fun. I know we are in the middle of like KOTD 3 stuff, so viewership might not have been as well for the final, but uh, it just kind of was what it was with that. Nothing you can do. I can't complain. I'd like to thank everyone who participated. Hope you guys had a good tournament, had fun with this one.
I really wanted to see Battlegrounds too.
Yep. Well, good news on that front. Next time we have a tournament, Battlegrounds will be featured 100%. Probably game one every tournament. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll do something. Maybe a set map selection? I don't know. Nonetheless, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff. Let's get some more people in this community to see what just went down here, see the tournament final. And for everyone on YouTube, this is where we're going to end that right now. Hope you guys enjoyed.